heads, it is time for an all-new episode. We are back for another bi-weekly show of that classic crack that we enjoy so much. I am Jason the X. Over on the table, we've got Near, and we have Bryce.
It's a dance party.
We do have like one of the best theme songs out there. I'm just going to say that. Whoever picked out that theme song, they were awesome.
Give that man a medal.
Props.
Give that man a raise.
Actually, there is a man that probably does deserve a medal, and that is Bryce over there. Now, while we do alternate heads, we do stuff for SCNS Live as well. And yesterday, we got the pleasure of talking to Claudia Hill. Wells. I keep saying Hill. From Back to the Future. She is wonderful. She is wonderful.
Oh, man. What a delight. Played Jennifer Parker, and she's still just as pretty as ever.
And if you're watching this show, that video is up on the YouTube channel. I recommend you go check that out. It is a really good interview. Nice job, brother.
Thanks, buddy.
But we ain't here to talk about that. We're here to talk about some toys. So It's been a good week. Last week we kind of had to do the SDCC thing. So this week we can focus a little bit more on acquisitions, things we're looking for. What we're focusing on tonight is there have been toy lines that have come and gone. Some of them are just gone and we never got them back. And we're going to delve into that. Also, Bryce, I want a state of Mego. What is the state of Mego right now? The Mego address, but we'll be getting to that in the show. But first, how do we start it off? We got to go with new acquisitions. So let's go over to that toy cam. Near, if you want to start it up first.
So I said this last week or the week before, since we're a 2-week show. It's very X-Men related. So we managed to go back. We managed to find a lot of the retro carded stuff. For example, we have the retro carded Storm, which of course I don't keep retro carded. So I've got Magical Storm over here, which I think is a good figure. I'm a little nervous about the little wings it has. They feel flimsy, so I'm going to have to be extra careful there. But we also have the magical Wendigo Wave that we managed to snag. So we got Nightcrawler, who's probably my favorite out of the wave. We got good old X-Force Wolverine, which they have the bigger, bulkier claws.
Just a full table this week.
Just amazing, those claws. For example, I mean, the X-Men, they've got it nailed when it comes to this X-Men, like, Wolverine body. Like, they don't need to make an adjustment. It's the perfect Wolverine body. And then I haven't done anything to those claws, and they are just in perfect state. Like, they don't wiggle, they don't move, they don't squeeze in on each other.
Did that one come with interchangeable hands?
It did.
Oh, okay, cool.
But why would I want to interchange them? Like, most of the time that when they give me interchangeable hands for Wolverine, I do end up taking and using just the fisted hand because of the fact that the claws just can't do anything. They always go in on each other. I'm going to leave it with the claws out just because, I mean, they're perfect claws.
I do like the change up on those.
Yeah, so then we got Boom Boom with her magical blast effects. I think the blast effect looks amazing. We've got everyone's favorite Cannonball. Cannonball confuses me because I think it looks great. I think that I love the blast effect.
Me too.
I honestly will display him with the blast effect, and I see why people are mad because of the fact that he has no interchangeable legs.
Lieutenant Dan. I love saying this, man.
They made it so you can pop the blast effect off easily.
Really?
Yeah. You just pull it, and the blast effect comes right off. It's super easy to take off. Oh, you want to give it a quick shot real quick?
I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot.
Give it a quick shot. It comes off really easily.
I have not because I thought it was more of a, go to the desk cam here. All right, so I've got him here. Let's see.
Just pull.
Oh, my God, it does.
Yeah, he just pulls out.
It's just a mushroom peg.
Yeah.
So I need to find legs for him.
So I've seen someone recommend using Paladin or like Star-Lord. I think Paladin is a better option because not only was he the peg warmer of that particular set,
and you can get him cheap,
but Paladin had purple legs already, and that purple kind of matches that particular one. I think it's a little too dark, but Hasbro's never been great on keeping color schemes matching throughout the entire figure. Captain America has that problem a little bit.
I'm not at Amazon.
But yeah, so you can make that customization, and I think that's one of the reasons why in San Diego they said, "Don't worry, we're listening. We're going to give you alternate legs." I think that's what they're saying because it just pops off. You just pop a pair of legs on. But continuing on, we got Alpha Guardian, which is always a cool figure. He's got the perfect Batman face. If you just ignore the fact that he's not Batman,
frown.
It's a very angry frown. So okay, which one do we are? I can't see everything. We have Sinister, looking sinister.
I love that head sculpt.
There's not much more to say about it. The cape's pretty great. I generally don't like the whole big capes going around, but at the same time, it looks great. It's Mr. Sinister. I can't say anything else beside that.
Did he steal Spawn's cape?
God, Spawn's such a touchy subject for McFarlane fans right now.
Currently, yeah.
We were getting all these great articulation schemes from McFarlane, and they just haven't announced a new Spawn figure, which, I mean, whatever. It'll come out eventually. But moving on, we also got the 80th anniversary Hulk and first appearance Wolverine. I love that Wolverine. It looks great. The Hulk's
really great.
The Hulk's a big, bulky figure. It came with a torn lab coat as well that just lays on.
Okay.
It just comes off and on.
It still looks good.
I'm very impressed by that 2-pack.
I do love the Hulk. Jason managed to snag me one of the 80th anniversary Thor figures. It's a nice looking Thor figure.
Excuse me, Eileen's like, you owe me.
It's not like I'm going to Walgreens trying to find some Lightning collection or anything.
We're getting to that.
And look at all the detailing on them.
Oh, yeah. Thor has in his hammer, it's sculpted in the saying, like, if you should be worthy, you should gain the power of Thor. It looks great.
It really does.
It does look fantastic. I also managed to find the 80th anniversary Captain America figure. I love that figure. That's my Cap. I grew up with Cap in the scaled armored look with the wings on his helmet and stuff like that. So this Cap has been amazing. I, of course, got rid of the shield and will probably replace it with a different shield because of the fact that it's that crappy peg shield. I like the peg because it fits well on the back of the figure. But it breaks.
It's the one that breaks?
It's the one that breaks. It's the same one. And, I bought so many of the Quantum Realm suit Captain Americas because I wanted to make Quantum Realm suit versions of all the figures. So I just have tons of the little Captain America shields lying around. So I'll probably just give that one to him. But staying with Captain America, I also managed to get from Amazon the 2-pack of first appearance Captain America from the movie and Peggy Carter. Peggy kind of looks like Haley Atwell. I can see it in certain angles, but I mean, you can't get the gorgeousness that is Haley Atwell onto a figure just perfectly. I love me
some Haley Atwell.
God, she's just, when we do interviews, if Haley Atwell comes up, I call dibs. But
I'm ashamed.
I call dibs.
Based on my track record, I would like to put my name in the hat.
We're just going to have to battle for this one. Anyway.
Like his hat idea, just constantly reach in there.
Yeah.
I strangle you with the hat.
Why on earth are there 50 versions of Bryce's name? So those are pretty good. I really do like those. Of course, going back to the Wendigo wave is Wendigo himself. I know a lot of people had some issues with Wendigo's face. I think it looks great.
I like it.
Like, especially when I compare him next to Sasquatch, I think Wendigo needs to have a much more terrifying face.
The blood on the teeth is a nice feature.
I wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah, so it looks great. I love how stark the white is. The only thing I wish they would have done is there's some light blue shading going throughout the figure on like certain parts of it. Yeah. I would have loved to have more of that light blue shading throughout the rest of the figure and then put the darker blue shading in the areas that the light blue is currently.
Okay.
So it could stand out a little bit more.
Okay. Otherwise
it looks great. It poses well. It does great. I mean, my right arm's a little loose from what I understand. So is yours.
No, mine's not. Because I still have a couple figures to get on. Here, I'll go to the desk real quick. Yeah, I noticed that when I picked up yours, how loose the right arm was. And mine, the ratchets are still pretty whole. So I guess
mine will pop out if it moves around too much. But at the same time, yours could possibly do it too. It really kind of depends on like this piece right here, but well.
I'm not seeing it, but I mean it could be QC. Nothing's perfect between every figure. Anyway.
Moving on to another one, I managed to snag the Dormammu Build-A-Figure when we went to the Dallas Toy Show.
And I have a funny story to tell you about.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
So we went to the Dallas Toy Show and we walked around, and to be honest, we got so engrossed in the toys we didn't do as much filming as we would have liked.
We will do better next time.
But I managed to come across like 2 Halo figures. I didn't bring them because I didn't feel like they would match in well with what we had going on here. But I have Dormammu here because I didn't complete the Dormammu figure, and I still don't want to go looking around. And if you go on eBay trying to collect certain Dormammu parts, it's impossible. You end up forking out too much. It's the reason I didn't get Colossus, because I spent so much time working on building that Colossus that I, didn't get the other one. But this Dormammu I managed to snag for like $30. So it was, totally.
That's not bad at all for a Build-A-Figure.
Yeah, so I snagged it. I grabbed it. And then, of course, one of my personal favorites that we've managed to get now is the 2-pack with the Lightning Collection for Power Rangers. We got the Green Ranger. We got the Putties. Jason and I both picked up one, so I've got my Green Ranger hanging out over here. We got our putties that are flying and lying down on the ground.
Start checking your GameStops, guys, and it is online. I paid $10 extra.
Jason called me and said, hey, man, the 2-pack for the Green Ranger and the putties are finally up. And I was like, oh, cool. So I went online. I saw that they were available now. So living in Dallas, the corporate headquarters for GameStop is here. It's in Grapevine, from what I understand. I've seen it a few times. I've driven by it to the point where when I ordered the Hulk 2-pack, I ordered it, and I was like, all right, it'll be in a week. And it showed up to my house the next day. And I was like, all right, cool. I didn't pay
Which
for it.
Which shipping did you use?
Standard.
Really?
I didn't use any crazy shipping.
Shit.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker because I paid $10 to do
it. So that's why I laughed, is because I just pay standard shipping and you don't have to worry about it. Gets to us super quickly.
You know, instead of laughing, that's where you tell Jason in a text message.
I was trying to.
Hey, stop doing that. Just pay for the regular shipping.
No, you go back through our text logs. I told you twice.
I will.
So not only did I tell Jason not to do extra shipping, so I was like, oh, it'll get here really quick. So, it's probably an online only thing because I couldn't find it in stores yet. I went to work. I came home, and then I was like, man, I really do want this figure. Maybe I'll just go ahead and order it. And I clicked on check available stores, and it just appeared everywhere. And I was like, great. So I called one. I drove 10 minutes to a GameStop that was close by, picked up one. They had 2 lying down on the bottom of their shelves. So I got to pick the one I liked the most. I grabbed mine. I paid for it. And then I laughed. I got home to my wife, and she was like, that does look great. And I was like, it's going to be even better. Wait till you find out that I'm about to text Jason that I just found this. The text logs prove that I told you not to do $10 shipping.
Continue the show. Be
all
professional.
Right. So I texted him, and he was like, what? Didn't you order it this morning? And I went, no, I didn't order it. I just picked it up at the store. And he went, I just got a bunch of angry follow-up text messages from him because not only did you pay $10 shipping for a company that is in our city, but I managed to snag mine 24 hours earlier. But unfortunately for me, I love the Green Ranger so much because of how much I liked the G1 stuff when it comes to Power Rangers. I now want Power Rangers Zeo figures. I want Turbo.
It's
I want all of them now because of the fact that I watched all the way up to Turbo. Started watching Dino Rangers because Tommy showed up again. It was just, I went back out, and the 2 figures I didn't collect from the first wave, I went out and bought. And so now I have the 2 figures, and I will probably get an updated Zed because mine's all loosey-goosey. And now I have to look for the second wave as well to collect all 4 of those. So, I hate everything. I want more Power Rangers.
All right. Is that all your acquisitions?
That's all I got. I have more stuff for next week.
Well, Bryce, what have you got over there? I see you have been taking advantage of the recent reset to the Target aisles and the massive amount of things they put on discount.
Thank God the reset finally happened.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I did. I contemplated getting some of the Mego that they had on clearance, but I really didn't need it, and it was still too high to use for customs or anything else. But I did pick up the Big Figs 23. I don't know how. I'm not even sure how tall this is. 24 inches tall.
I don't know.
Well, let's just grab a standard 6-inch figure and start going up.
Well, this one is 14-inch. So I guess it's not quite 24. I guess it'd be more like 18.
No, it's about 24.
Oh, is it about 24?
Wow.
Well, no, hold on. I can't do math.
This
so
one's
it's
supposed to be
18.
18, okay.
Because it's 3 versions of this cap that I just picked up. So
Gotcha.
I can do math. I went to college.
Thank you for your help. So while this new 52, I think, is not my favorite design for, Batman. I prefer the classic more so than this one.
That's so good.
This one I still do like, and I think it does have it's great because it has the batarangs and it also has, so many points of articulation.
It's not a bad figure at all.
No, it's not.
It has more articulation than the McFarlane articulation scheme that they've been pointing out for 22 points. It's got 1 extra point.
Yeah.
Are those double jointed elbows? Are those double jointed elbows?
Don't know.
I can't tell from here, but y'all could tell.
Don't know. You'll have to tell me.
They are double jointed elbows.
Damn. Okay.
Nice. Well,
I'm so angry about DC and double jointed elbows, but we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
I mean, for $15,
No, $15. That's. I mean, we all like a bargain. Clearly.
Yeah, that's a great figure by Jax. So what I'm not clear on is how far this line is going to go. So that I'm curious.
They do one-offs all the time.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest things about being a toy collector is how much you can get new figures and want them to come along. And that goes into our topic later.
Yeah,
But
we're definitely hitting that up.
We'll just talk about that later.
But
Keep
you know
going.
what? I'm okay if they don't because, again, I don't need 40 of these size.
That's a lot of real estate.
It's a lot of real estate. So
Let's talk to Jason about real estate.
yeah, right.
Oh, I guess. So this week I did pick up the while we were at the Dallas Comic Show. Funny story about the Dallas Comic Show though. He was there.
Were you really?
I was there. I was there walking around, and I was there for about 3 hours and sitting. I was there talking to a friend of mine
How did we
as well.
not see you? We were there
I don't understand this.
Like, it's not necessarily a big show. I mean, yeah, it's got 2 rooms into it, but it's enough that we came across a few people that I've noticed from the internet. Like, I don't watch a whole lot of toy hunting videos before, but for example, I've seen like on Instagram Cindy Nerd from where's he from?
I don't know who that is.
He's not from this state. He was there. So it was just one of those things where like there were other people that we came across that
I was
weird,
not.
then how did we not see you?
It's weird because I didn't see either one of you, and I was not wearing camouflage.
I was wearing a bright pink hat.
Were we focused on toys that much?
I guess we were.
We were focused on that's why we messed up with filming too. We filmed a little bit. We got so focused in toys that we didn't even film properly landscape the whole entire
we
way.
will do better on those type of videos later on. I liked it. I just wish we had done more. Anyway, so back to the toy cam. I will say something about the Green Ranger pack. I think the Sword of Darkness is a bit shrimpy.
I do too. I have a problem with
others that I have.
Other problems that I have with the Sword of Darkness is when you have something like the tassel at the end of it, which is clearly supposed to be a tassel.
Yeah.
I don't like when they're stagnant that direction. It's the same way that I love like Thor's figures. Like, even though I'm not a huge Thor fan, when you get Mjolnir, you have the piece at the end that he actually holds onto when he swings it, but they have it down. Like, that's the whole point, because you can have it at an angle. When you're holding it this way, you can have it hanging down this way, just the way gravity would do.
Yeah.
But it doesn't happen with this. And I understand Power Rangers kind of takes its own physics into account, but even then, I don't think that's going to work.
But regardless, I like the set. We still don't have any of the main line yet. I'm looking for Kimberly. Series 2 is at Walgreens.
I need Kimberly. She's
Help
my top choice in that wave.
So, yeah, I picked up some of the Vintage Wave, some of the Vintage Wave X-Men. Some of the other X-Men, I got 2 left to go on those. The other I picked up is the 2-pack of the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I really like those. The 2-Foot Soldiers, the Shredder, and Splinter, they are fine-looking figures. The Splinter looks better than the puppet they used in the movie, in my opinion.
It does.
It is disappointing that the Shredder and Foot Soldiers, they basically share the same buck with different things on them.
Do they really?
Yeah, it's the same buck when you put it under a microscope.
I'll have to look at it later.
That's fine. I like it still. And you get a weapons rack and a bunch of weapons along with it.
I'm very impressed with the weapons rack.
And
that's really cool.
It's a nice additional piece that really makes things pop, especially when you use dioramas. Like, I don't, because I just don't have the real estate for them.
And
but
Splinter actually does have the shackles that he was wearing when he was pinned up against the wall, and a little box to put them on. Even the little box is in there.
That's
so,
cool.
Good set. And
I love the cape.
Yeah, the cape, and it's removable. Pretty good. The only thing I wish they had given the Foot Soldiers more interchangeable hands. They're very limited on how many they gave. Other than that, I think I got everything over there.
You don't really want that cape, do you? Because I could use that.
No,
in my
I want
Mego
that cape.
collection.
Get away from it.
I don't see anything else on.
I think I covered everything. No, I got the Grail, baby. That is the Fans Toys Terminus Giganticus, otherwise known as Omega Supreme. That thing is 17 pounds of bot. I believe it's 23 inches tall. I have yet to transform it into city mode.
I don't know if you should.
I did put the batteries in it for the light up effect in the gun, claw, chest, and eyes. Their LR66 batteries. I'm so happy to get this thing. It came in a massive box. If you follow me on Instagram and Facebook, I live stream unboxing and opening this thing because I'm so happy.
It also makes it guest appearances, just like any other figures that we have on these tables. We'll make guest appearances on other shows that we do, because like Super Cool Nerd Show, when that thing goes live, you have figures on the table. So Splinter's been on there twice, but we got some. Since I handle the social media aspect, we've got some fun little memes coming from that episode.
Either way, I love this thing. The joints are nice and tight, especially for a figure this big. They have to be. He can hold another Masterpiece figure in this claw and hold it out. I did it with my Megatron, which is in itself a $250 toy. Do I really want to be doing this? And it worked. So, yeah.
Messing with it a little bit, I could hear the clicking. Just like
the ratchets are strong.
That's great.
That's the sound you want to
The
hear.
backpack does detach a little bit. You can see it's detached a little bit now.
Oh, I'm gonna get a little behind the
You
scenes.
just pin it, but otherwise, I'm very happy with it. It was a good week
Now
in
charge.
toys for me. So
He's got a tramp stamp on the back. I hope you know that.
I mean, yeah, you got to tell where it's made from. So
Oh.
anyway,
Yeah, that's a good touch.
good week. So,
So let me get back to mine.
Yes,
I'm sorry,
we
weren't
cut him
finished?
off.
I'm so sorry.
Goodness.
I did. Oh my god, I
You
did.
just jumped the gun. You were so excited about your stuff, weren't you? You
Well,
just wouldn't let me finish.
To be fair, for the last 24 hours, we've just heard you gushing about Claudia. So I mean,
All right, I'm sorry. Brother.
You got tired of hearing me talk. I understand. All right, so latest wave of Mego 14-inch. Mego was famous for their 12-inch line back in the day, and this is the latest in their 14-inch. There's a new series with the Trinity and Black Manta and the Joker.
I like that head sculpt.
I do too.
Joker's one of my favorite in the Batman waves of anything. So
Yeah. I'm a big fan of the soft goods on him. I really like the silkscreen printed shirt and vest, and then you've also got the jacket with
They've done the bow tie though.
the bow tie, and they've also got the flower on the jacket itself.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's really cool. I'm a big fan of this version. I don't like some of the box artwork. They don't use some of the more classic artwork they could have gone with. I guess the style guide dictates what you're going to use. That's up to DC. That's not up to Mego.
well, that's an entirely different department when it comes to figures. Is who handles the box. So
Yeah.
Sure.
it's like with some of the more recent like Hasbro stuff. Why does it interchange between a comic book look on the sides to pictures of the figure on the side to pictures of the movie characters? Like it just changes nonstop. So
Right. But I will give Mego a lot of props. Their boxing has improved from the previous waves. You can now see the entire head.
That top window is really good.
Yeah, the top window, the design of the box has been changed. It's really nice. It's much better done product than what we had initially when they released the initial waves of the 14-inch. So overall, I'm very pleased with the aesthetic of what we're getting here. It's really nice. It's really well done. And I didn't mention the Black Manta, which I'll be getting. And I want to credit my friend Chuck with Castle Vintage Jones. Shout out to him. He's always providing me with the Mego hookup, and I got him at the Dallas Toy Show where I did not see you guys. And you say you were there, but I don't really know for
We
sure.
have video proving we were there.
I mean, it's
So,
like 3 minutes long, but it's video.
Yeah. Okay.
You brought your daughter.
She likes toys too. She found some finds.
Oh no, that's not what
Yeah,
I meant. I meant the fact that you brought your daughter. We should have been easy to find.
Yeah. Yeah. She got some Pokemon stuff, right?
She likes Pokemon.
Yeah.
We did find some.
Yeah.
Those were actually vintage. If you
I noticed that.
Those are older ones.
I had some when I was a kid, and then I started recollecting some of the newer ones. I don't collect a bunch of like some of the more kiddie quote unquote style figures.
Mhm.
Other than like, I guess I forgot to mention this as well, like Sonic the Hedgehog stuff here. Like I don't do all of the Pokemon stuff, but I collect a few of them because I was a fan of those as a kid. But I guess going back to this, I did find the new Jack specific Sonic the Hedgehog figures. They look good. I like them. I used to own some Sonic the Hedgehog figures when I was a kid, but just as I did with the kid, the reason I don't own those figures anymore is because of the type of rubber they had and the bendy wire snapped, which is the only big thing. I don't mind bendy wire. Like Scorpion, when we got Scorpion for that Spider-Man wave, it looked great. It had bendy wire in it, and it worked just fine. But with figures like these, especially designed more towards kids and not like adult collectors, I just can't get into bendy wire. I just really wish they hadn't done that.
I've had them. They break. The wire now becomes a tetanus shot waiting to happen. But Bryce, what else do you have there with the more colonial pirate?
Well, I was going to get into these with our main topic.
But they're not okay.
Yeah, these are not a new acquisition actually.
I was wondering about them myself, but
I thought it was something we picked up at the toy show. So yeah, the bendy wire toys. I had a couple of bendy wire toys growing up, and that wire it breaks.
Yeah,
it does over time, especially depending on what age you are. When I had my bendy wire Sonic the Hedgehog figures, I had to have been like 8. Like, just, I wasn't the most careful person with figures. Like, now I'm making sure that things don't stain, and unfortunately I get really upset when stuff does happen like that. Like, if I had them in my backpack, the black on the backpack that I have stains the nose sometimes, and that really makes me angry. But when you're a kid and you have Sonic the Hedgehog figure and he's supposed to be running nonstop, it's just better to have those joints than it is the bendy wire. But I mean, the Jack specific Mario figures are fantastic, and they have decent joints to them as well. They could have just implemented similar joints, but they didn't.
But we were going to get into lines we are concerned. Well, they got canceled. But Bryce,
Yes.
I need a Mego report, sir. What
Absolutely.
is going on with Mego? Because I've noticed things that I don't like with changes. Anyway, please go ahead, though.
Well, the state of Mego is actually it's looking very optimistic in my opinion. I would say that the people in charge of doing not only the people who are the seamstress, the head sculpting, a lot of the choices being made, I think are I think we're in good hands. Actually, we have various genres, which Mego in its heyday was doing. Everything from the Waltons to Star Trek to Planet of the Apes to the Dukes of Hazzard to Starsky and Hutch, DC and Marvel. They had a lot of stuff going on, and Mego still has a lot of licenses. Now, the good thing is, despite the fact that I know some people think Mego may be failing because you have a lot of clearance figures at Target.
No.
I mean, that happens with Hasbro, and
Everybody does clearance at the end of lines.
Yeah.
I am noticing an absence of figures new on the shelf.
Okay. I see where you're coming from. Well, the thing is, you're not going to get them exclusively at Target anymore.
Oh, okay.
The licensing agreements, or excuse me, the agreements with different retailers are still being negotiated. But where you can buy Mego and pre-order a lot of product right now is at places like Big Bad Toy Store,
Okay.
ToyWiz.com, Entertainment Earth. So various places you can pre-order from now. But I know Mego is hard at work on getting them back into retail stores, whether it be, the collector. What is it called? The new collector area in Target or the new collector area in Walmart. They're going to have special sections for that.
Where they have like the NECA stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Now recently anime stuff.
Yes, and actually Target is in some Targets. I don't know if they're locally here, but I have seen online that they are doing resets with the NECA product, as you mentioned, and Mego is part of that. They're definitely making that part of it because they've got Mego Batman as part of the signage on the NECA, what was probably most people call the NECA collection section.
I haven't seen that set up yet at our Targets.
Well,
are we just behind? Or?
I guess they're just behind.
Yeah. Well, you have to realize that not all Targets are on top of it. Like, this was part of what I was complaining about earlier with the reset. Is there's been certain Targets I've gone to where I knew for a fact that they had the 80th anniversary collection figures like Thor and Hulk and all that kind of stuff, where all those could have been. And I would go in and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, it says we have them, but we don't," and that's because it's a part of our reset. Come back in 2 weeks when we're supposed to get the reset.
God, I heard that so many times.
Yeah, and I was getting angry. I may have made someone cry, and let's not worry about it. But while I was talking to them about the resets, there were a few Targets that I came across that do have the resets already done, which they look fantastic when the reset was done. Like, I showed up while they were doing one of them, and that's how I got like Sonic the Hedgehog and stuff like that. It was just, those resets are good, but at the same time, the Target that's closest to my house hasn't even started a reset. It's just no one's gone in there and they touched it. People are throwing figures everywhere. It looks like a mess. That may have been the Target that I got angry at. It's just, some Targets care about getting their resets done and care about the collectors and the money, because let's face it, as much as we don't ask the question, we throw a lot of money into these lines. Like, this wasn't exactly cheap when you look at all of the stuff here. Cough, cough. Transformers, cough, cough. But when we throw all the money into
Don't you
it,
shine a light on me.
when we put so much money into like these waves, and coming from a business background that some of us have all done, I mean, some of us have worked retail, we get how it works. That business is what drives companies forward. It's what allows us to get new figures and new lines. To see some companies that just don't care about their customer, base is ridiculous. While we have some targets that I will now go to exclusively because they cared, they helped me find the figures, and in some cases, like with the NECA reset, they have like the anime figures, they have the Mego stuff that's going to show up, all of that stuff. They've increased the size of that because they know that stuff's what's selling. That's what's going to draw in the business. It's not just, hey, look, we've got clothes and food. It's this area we kind of threw in here and it was only big during Christmas time is now big throughout the entire year, especially when Hasbro and NECA and all of them decide to throw everything out in October, and I no longer know what money's like.
So we're just waiting for that reset to the pop culture, I guess. Pop culture and collector
It's
section.
starting. It's now, I think with some of those resets, they're already there. It's done. It's just because the reset's been done doesn't mean that they have the product there. It's like it's going to come out.
Like, I was concerned, like when I was in the Target and looking for Mego stuff, I was like, is this line in trouble or something?
Target has had issues with, it's been a bit of a mystery why a lot of toy collectors have not been able to find their Mego products in toy stores. They've been, I don't know if they've been sitting in a warehouse or sitting in the back room and they're not getting out on the shelves for some reason. The weird thing is people could not find a lot of monster toys and sci-fi toys that Mego have been making. They've not been able to find them until they put them on clearance, which doesn't make sense. So people, salivating, looking, hoping to find, the Bela Lugosi Dracula or certain figures like Muhammad Ali or
Jimi Hendrix.
Sure, Jimi Hendrix, and then there's also been some of the Star Trek figures.
Yeah, those were the ones I was looking for. I can't find them.
Yeah, they haven't been able to find them unless you were lucky enough to show up and see them on clearance. That's now they're throwing them out on the shelves.
As collectors, we're gonna get them wherever we can.
We're gonna spend the money. We put money aside. We budget for this kind of stuff. That's what we do. But like in the case of like when you showed me the Spock figure, I wanted that Spock figure. Like Mego may not be the biggest draw for me particularly, but I looked at it and went, I want that, and I couldn't find it. And that's the one that I want. But then I could go to Think Geek and I found the Spock with the 3 different, outfits and the different kinds of Spocks that they had there. And while I thought those were cool, I didn't want to invest into those. But if I want to go to Think Geek, that's still a 30-minute drive to Arlington for us, or Fort Worth, which is an hour and a half away and no longer 5 minutes away.
Well, those stores are closing now.
I mean, it's just, I don't know anything about those anymore. We thought Toys R Us was done, and I already cried that day, okay? Just for, I'll see it when I believe it.
Yeah. So, start ignoring street dates and put this product out on the shelf because people inevitably, apparently, screw it up.
It happens. It's like I said, with the Captain America and Thor, the street date you could buy at the beginning of July. But they're only starting to show up now. Like, if you managed to find one, you could buy it and you were done. The only one that was street dated was the Iron Spider Iron Man 2-pack, which we did a review on. It's just not out yet.
It's coming. I'm sorry.
It's one of those things where that was the only one that was street dated, but you could go out and buy any of the other 80th anniversary figures that were supposed to be coming out if you could find them. Like Korg and, Hela and all of the ones that we talked about a while back. Those were also available. It's just, for some reason, Target wasn't putting them out, which was a shame because Target's always been really good to me. And Walmart was always the one that was really bad to me. And I found some of the figures at Walmart. It was just like recently, I got Cap at Walmart, not from Target. I found him at Walmart. I showed up and they had like 4 or 5 Thors. They had at least like 4 Iron Man. They had a bunch of the 80th anniversary. I counted 6 Ghost and Wasps. Ghost figures. It was ridiculous. Luis and Ghost. They had all of those there at Walmart, and I was just blown away.
I mean, you say bad at those stores, but honestly, we have a new contender for that throne, and that's Walgreens. Walgreens absolutely hates us as collectors. They do. I have no doubt in my mind that they know that we exist and hate that we come in there asking for stuff.
I give them a small pass, and I only give them that small pass.
They're a small store.
They're a small store that focuses on pharmaceuticals.
They can take a peek in the back, literally open a door. Yeah, we got that.
I've had that before where, looking for other figures. Like when I got Guardians of the Galaxy 2 figures, when they first came out with like Yondu and stuff like that, I found them at Walgreens. But I had to call ahead and get someone to look. But, Walgreens is one of the toughest places for me to hunt for because no one there's a toy expert. You got to work for Walgreens because it's a Walgreens job.
Here's Walgreens. Hey, do you have the Power Rangers Lightning Series collection too? I don't know what that is.
Hold on, let me transfer you.
It looks like this. And they look at the picture. Yeah, we don't have that. They don't check a stock number. They don't check a UPC. 5 minutes ago, they didn't know what the hell this thing was. And as I show them a picture, no, we don't have that.
So the thing about Walgreens, though, is like I said, I give them a pass because they're a pharmacy store. And there's only like 3 people working in there at the entire time. But like whenever I went for Dragon Stars or anything that showed up at Walgreens first, speaking to certain people that work there, because I've never worked at Walgreens, and I don't bash anyone who has worked at Walgreens. We all work jobs because they're jobs.
Yeah, I wouldn't
it's
do that.
Just, I understand that unlike the toy associates that are specifically designed to be at Target and Walmart and Toys R Us or whatever, who should probably know about the area that they're working in, I give a pass to the Walgreens associate who wasn't prepared to deal with me. It's just their system doesn't work the same way, and it hurts when I see that Walgreens has specific figures. Like, I dread the day when I find out that Emma Frost is now available to go find at Walgreens, and I have to start that hunt again because I can guarantee you I'll barely find her. But I'll find her. I'll find her and I'll buy 2.
I'm still seeing Magics out there, though, so that's always good.
But think about the thing.
Oh, the thing's gone.
Yeah,
that's gone. No one's found a thing.
I bought 2 things, and I bought one for me and one for a friend, and that was basically it. I have 2 Magics, and I barely see her. What about Doom? I barely saw him once, collected him. Then I found him for a brief period of time where he was everywhere, and now he's gone again. And once again, the shelves are stocked with Namor.
Oh. They don't. Whatever. Walgreens, please
exchange your peg warmers.
Please do better by us, Walgreens. We're not asking much.
I promise, I'll give you money. Just give me what
you know what, Bryce? I've heard that their Megos are actually starting to show up in Walgreens.
Really?
Yeah. You should go there and look for them.
No, I think you're just trying to set me. I think you're trying to set me on a path that's going to get me nowhere.
Collection series, dude.
I blame you for my new addiction to the Lightning Collection because
that's a good line. It is. It just is.
I wasn't too engrossed into it because, like I said, I was more of a classic person, and then then they go off and give me the Green Ranger with the weird silver streak that doesn't look bad until it's next to the Red Ranger. It's just.
So
I want it.
Well,
I'll look for you.
Did submit a lot of pictures this week of things that we are looking forward to or on the way out. But I do want to focus because we have you played this up, and now I want some plunderlings.
Plunderlings!
I love these plunderlings.
I'm gonna talk about plunderlings for a second. Plunderlings are amazing. These little guys they've got to be at least 4 inches tall. They're cartoony, but they also look like they could fit in any line. I could put them in my Marvel Legends line. I can now put them in Power Rangers.
They look very posable,
I can put them everywhere. They recently released a new 3D rendering of the figures to show you exactly how they can jump and move and stuff like that. Yeah, it's on their Instagram page. And it's Plunderlings look amazing. I want Plunderlings. When I first saw them, I thought these little guys look cute. I definitely will probably pick up one. It wasn't like I knew from the start I was going to want Plunderlings from the beginning. And then they went ahead and said, oh, so you like this blue little Plunderling that we got here. Well, let me go ahead and put a bunch of accessories with them. And at first I was like, okay, it's a pirate Plunderling. I will go ahead and get him. If I'm not mistaken, that one's called the Flush, named after Foosh, if I'm not mistaken.
That's cool.
So they named Flush after them, and that was the Plunderlings Berserker line. No, that's the Raiders line.
Is there a translucent and a glow-in-the-dark one?
Who knows what else we're going to get. So the first line that they revealed was the Plunderlings Raider line, which comes with Flush, and it comes with Gank. and they have little pirate accessories. And at first I thought, okay, well, maybe I'll still stick with the basic ones. And then they released this picture that showed me that all of the pirate accessories were removable. I could have my basic characters and then just have a little bag of accessories and interchange them on any one of the figures, and it looked amazing.
I feel as though even if you're not in this line, there's a plunderling for you, because I will have a Nomad. I love the Nomad one.
Yeah.
If you look at some of these, you get to looking at them and you see the articulation and I want one of these now.
That's what I thought was cool. So, like, the second wave that they announced was the Berserker line, which was going to come with Gobbler and Spurt, and they looked like somewhat pirates, somewhat Viking-esque type of little plunderlings, and I was like, they're going with a theme. But then they announced the Nomad line, which is Goyle and Tough, and Tough looks so adorable in his little purple just skin color, and he comes with like a little magician's hat. He's got a little frog he's holding. He's got a little cape.
I like
He's got a hammer.
Yeah.
And then you've got Goyle, who's like a bandit, and it's just perfect. And I love these things.
And this one's Spurt that's got the hook spear.
Yeah. So Plunderlings officially announced this. We don't know how much they're going to be. I've actually gotten to talking with the people behind Plunderlings, the guy that's creating these little guys. Not only does he follow us now, which is just dear. It makes me giggle on the inside. So he follows us, but I got to talking to him kind of one-on-one.
Oh, cool.
And he doesn't know what the price point for these little guys are going to be yet. I asked him, and I was going to, because I knew I was going to talk about Plunderlings on the show, so I figured it would be a good idea to tell everybody how much Plunderlings were going to cost, but he doesn't know yet. It's coming out.
Well, we are doing a they are doing a Kickstarter.
Yes.
Kickstarter I am backing.
Me too. The Kickstarter has officially got a release date, though. It's August 25th. They released a nice little fan art that somebody did for them, which looked amazing. And so it's August 25th where you can get them. All 6 of the Plunderlings that we've talked about will all be available the moment they go live. So you can back any of them. And I'm going to back all of them. It's just going to happen.
I just want them doing antics on my desk. I don't know why.
You could put them anywhere. Like I guarantee you, when I get all of the Plunderlings, I'm going to take one and put it on my work desk, regardless of just where it's going to be. I'll put them at home. I'll have one probably hanging out inside of a vent at Jason's.
They're
just for fun.
mischievous looking.
They look adorable. They have alternate faces too. So if you look at some of the Plunderlings, you have like a basic smile, one where they show their teeth looking mischievous, and then one where they're super happy with open faces. They all come with them.
Bryce, did you see these? Is
there
a Plunderling for you?
I think I'm warming to them. It actually
took me a little bit, and I did too.
Yeah.
Yes.
It reminds me. The face sculpt reminds me a little bit of Gargoyle from the Defenders in Marvel Comics.
Yeah, I can see that.
A little bit.
I came in here guns blazing with Plunderlings since like day one of me starting, and I was like, all right, we got to talk about Plunderlings. And then I forgot to talk about Plunderlings.
On the SDCC show.
And then I posted pictures of all the Plunderlings because they were showing me those pictures, so I decided to put them out on there. So I put them on my own personal Instagram. I put them on Alternate Heads and Super Cool Nerd Show because of the fact that Plunderlings are amazing. And, if they're talking to us, we can show them some love since they're showing us some love. So.
And it was really one of those things. I warmed up to them. At first I was like, wait a minute. Let me look a little bit.
Why is Nier so obsessed? Now you know why. And so I made a little fan art for them as well where I have one of the Plunderlings wearing the shirt. And they're on their Instagram.
Shirts we don't have.
Yeah. We'll work on that one day. But there's another Plunderling that's hiding somewhere. It's a red Plunderling that they have on the Instagram account that they have. It doesn't have a name. So I may be trying to get them to name the Plunderlings after us just a little bit. I'd be so giddy if we found out the red Plunderling was somehow related to anything we've done.
Yeah.
Right. I can dream a little bit, but the Plunderlings look amazing. So I'm gonna back the project. I know Jason's backing the project now.
I'm impressed by the articulation.
It looks great. Like
and
I said,
faces.
Did you watch the little rendering video?
I did.
Yeah, it looks great. So that Kickstarter officially goes live August 25th. Go back them up. They're cool.
I'm gonna have to give them some money.
Talking to them, yeah. You've got my
Especially
wallet.
If they do like a variant that's translucent or glows in the dark, I want that.
It just depends on how well they do, I want these to do well.
And I love their photography on the Instagram page.
Oh, absolutely.
The one where Goro from Mortal Kombat is like holding one like, this is my precious.
There's one with Hellboy.
Yes, I saw the red one.
That's the red one. He's holding the red one.
Yeah. So I am now in for Blunderlings. Bring on this Kickstarter. I'm giving them money day one.
Same here.
I would love to see just go ahead and get this Kickstarter 100% on day one. That way they got to start offering other things. Because if they make it day one, they're just like, well, okay, maybe we'll include a pack extra for this, which I want because I want Blunderlings.
Yeah, Plunderlings are going to be great. I think they're going to be phenomenal. I'm not going to stop gushing about them. I'll probably.
Well, you're going to stop because we got more stuff to do on this show
here, but I'll gush about them outside of the show.
So we got some pictures submitted this week. Bryce, what are some of these that you submitted?
Yeah, well, aside from Joe Chill over here,
that's not canon.
Thank you. I was thinking the same thing.
I just wanted to see if I can get a rise out of anybody. Yeah, so more 14-inch Mego coming, and the Black Adam is a new head sculpt from Mego, and I mean, I really like the costume detailing on this, even though some people may not like the cape.
I love it.
Well, I do too. But some people are going to say, well, that's not classic Black Adam.
That is some gold lame.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Some people are going to say, well, I don't need that. I don't need that cape. But I'm sure you can just remove it, and
third parties could easily replace that. You can buy the figure and get a third party cape somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really think some people are going to end up using that Black Adam head sculpt as a Namor custom. So
it could work.
Yeah,
I can see it.
I think it's gonna. I think that's gonna be quite popular. As far as Captain Marvel goes over here, I'm really impressed with this head sculpt and the costume detailing. I think this is one of the better Shazam or Captain Marvels I've ever seen.
I love the Captain Marvel figures. I think Shazam is great. And like I told you earlier, that Mego doesn't necessarily draw me in personally.
Mm-hmm.
But you sent me this Shazam, and I know I will go hunting for Shazam. It looks great.
It really does.
I'm going to have it on my shelf.
I'm waiting for you to get to this other figure. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, so which one am I going to next?
You'll know when you hit the one that after looking at your pictures, I'm like, I need.
Okay, so
I need to know more.
Mego is releasing some packaging, final packaging as well on some of their forthcoming releases for their horror line. You've got the Headless Horseman. I like the fact that the head is removable, so that's cool.
Oh, there is a peg.
Yes, there is a peg.
Oh,
yes. So that's cool.
That.
I'm waiting to see if they do a horse. I want him on a horse.
We have this problem before.
We'll see.
I mean, you pitched that horse from last time.
I brought up that company that was making 112 scale horses, but
I don't know if that would fit. I don't think that would fit with Mego at all.
No, their Megos are too big for those horses.
I love package shots, though. When people start releasing package shots, it means it's almost there.
Oh, so close.
I can just hold it.
But... So close. So moving on, we've got Pennywise, the 8-inch release from Marvel.
That head sculpt.
Scary.
I'm gonna have to pass on that one.
I like it. That is some good looking Tim Curry right there.
He's got the jagged teeth.
I mean, That looks super cool. I like it. I didn't think I was going to like it, but I like it. We also have the finished. This may be the Mego figure of the year. Okay. 8-inch. When you look at this Egyptian mummy.
Oh yeah, I got it.
This started out as a custom by a really, really talented sculptor. He goes by Type 3 Toys. His name's John Farley. Shout out to John Farley. This Egyptian mummy is incredible. I can't say enough nice things about it.
I like it.
It really looks
good.
cool.
I like the accessory that comes with it too.
Yeah.
Got the urn thing.
Yeah, I think that's going to be one of their best sellers of the year. That Egyptian mummy. I think people are going to really go after that one. Okay, so as far as other packaging releases, moving on, you've got Sliced Alone.
Oh,
You know, I've never seen those.
Maybe I'll fight Apollo. Maybe I won't.
Yeah.
I've never seen that movie.
I'm going to do another
I am
Just do yourself a
Expendable.
disservice.
Well, so and my wife actually talked to me before I got to the show, and she was like, "You know what? I think we should watch Rocky today." And I was like, "Okay." And then Bryce walks in with this, "Hey, did you know they're making a Rocky figure? All right, cool."
I like the fact that he's that they're making a Rocky figure. It's hard for me to tell on the likeness at this point, but
yeah, it's kind of obscured by his robe.
Yeah.
Bit, but
It's
it's hit or miss with Mego.
It's
Yeah.
Mego likeness. It's going to be close enough.
But Mego has always, not always. A lot of times, with their likenesses, they're
pretty
slightly
decently close.
cartoony. Oh yeah. Okay. Thank you for.
You got a better shot. You'll send
Sound
it
a
to me.
better shot.
It's iPhone. It's just one of those things that you can zoom in close.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's okay. I'm interested in that. I'm interested to see how far they go with the Rocky line. If they do other, I need to see Drago. I want to see other things. I want to see what happens there. So let's see what else. Oh, I forgot about the Phantom of the Opera, which is not a packaged product yet, but they showed a
Oh, there it is.
new sculpt
That's
and
a good
and a
one.
new oh, it looks phenomenal.
Yeah,
I'm
my
really-
wife will probably really like this. She's obsessed with that, like that entire musical.
Yeah. Now, just to be clear, the picture we're going to have is you're going to see it in black and white, but the figure will be in color. We just don't have a good color shot to show you, but that's courtesy of the Mego ambassadors, and so that is frightening, especially when you think about the mask accessory. I love that.
Good.
I think that's fantastic. And what else? There is also that we see the final packaging products for the Wrath of Khan release upcoming in September.
We have the shots of those. Khan gets another plastic chest, as I made the joke.
Yes. Spock and Kirk with their aged sculpts, and
They look
Ricardo
good.
Montalban with his mullet from the movie.
Those look pretty good.
I love these things. These, I think, are going to be, if not the best sellers of the year for Mego, they're going to be right up there at the top because a lot of people have been looking forward to these. And I love the fact that they've got updated accessories, good, from film accuracy accessories on their belts. These are brand new. So this is going to be cool. Really cool. And then let's see. I also want to talk about. Do we want to go further with the other stuff with the NECA,
You're
Or we're
keeping
doing
him-
something
you're
else?
keeping him in anticipation here.
or we're
Yeah.
doing something else?
No, I want to talk about this Metamorpho.
Okay. Well, I was going to say that for last. I was going to save the best for last.
Oh, okay. Then please go right ahead, sir.
So
I need to talk.
when I say the best for last, I do mean, oh, it's good.
But Man Bat's not here.
Please continue on. Please continue
Okay.
on. Because we got a couple minutes left of the show. We're going to run a little bit over now.
Okay, so I just want to give a shout out to NECA for their 7-inch line for their Michael Myers final product
I like.
packaging that they've got on this. I am all in on this. There with these
looks really good.
3 different heads that they've got for this. I normally don't go for the 7-inch line. I like the retro 8-inch cloth line that they produce.
Yeah, but you got to
exclusively.
find a place for these.
But this is fantastic. From Halloween 2, he's got 3 heads. He's got a syringe. He's got a knife. He's got a hammer, and he's also got an opening jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah.
So the last one that I got, which was for the remake of the Michael Myers Halloween movie,
Yeah.
looked really good. It had that jack-o'-lantern as well in there, and then we got Laurie Strode. So this one gives me hopefully Laurie from this movie too. I really wish they gave us one from the first one though.
That's what
We're
I'm
gonna
waiting
have to
on.
Pop some champagne when they do the young Lori, okay?
Oh,
Just make
that's
a small Instagram video of Bryce just rejoicing.
I will rejoice.
He's popping bottles over it.
I will
over
be
a young
excited,
Lori Strode figure.
especially if they do it in 8-inch retro cloth, which is what I want.
Okay. I don't know if I want that. I think I want it like the older one. The older Laurie Strode. That's a really good.
You
figure.
want the 7-inch
yeah,
line,
like
Laurie
I want a
Strode.
7-inch line in plastic, not soft goods.
I want, you know what I want. I want the 8-inch retro cloth.
I don't know.
I'm with you, Jason. I want them in plastic 7-inch
because they did such a good job with the other
I
one.
understand that.
Yeah.
I'd be for both. I mean, I'm honestly, but now for the pièce de raison. I'm sorry. How do you say that? Pièce de
You got
Pace the resistance.
Pièce de résistance.
To quote
Let's go
you
with that.
from yesterday, I mean Frank Sinatra to you too.
Go watch Bryce. Anyway, go.
So there's just announced this week, just what was it? Friday? Yeah, actually, was the reveal by FTC Figures Toy Company of a classic DC Comics superhero from The Outsiders and from his appearances with the Justice League.
I need to go home.
This is Metamorpho, and it is awesome. I cannot wait for this figure.
Hold up. This head sculpt. there need to be some memes from this head sculpt because
it's got a look on it.
It has got the evil eye. There are some words that are being said. It's like what's that? Pictures you can hear.
It is definitely the face that I make when I overhear conversations at a Walmart. All right, it's just.
I don't collect Mego. I'm getting this figure.
I'm gonna have to pass.
I can set up weird situations. I just haven't.
I could see that we needed at least one for the office just to have around whenever just any type of filming.
What? He's got the red fox.
Super
eye.
cool nerd show. Anime TV. D&D Live. Just pull it out when any song.
If I stand him next to Man Bat,
and it's cut.
They're going to be your new coming duo. It's just your Man Bat. And
why do you look like that, Man Bat? I should have brought it.
I love that.
I do too. And I teased last week that I was going to bring my new custom Man Bat, and I apologize. I forgot to bring that. So I'll bring that next time.
You just keep forgetting that Man Bat. Anyway, we got to start winding down this show. Near, what have you submitted this week?
There's a few things we've already touched on Plunderlings, which I love. There's a few things that definitely I wanted to touch on that is old news, but we're really happy about. For example, the Mafex Amazing Spider-Man from Into the Spider-Verse figures.
Getting them.
Yeah. So like I said before, the only Mafex figure I own is a Joker from the Dark Knight movie. But they did ask I asked a few questions when I saw these. I knew I was going to end up getting Peter Parker, probably going to get Miles as well. But it showed him in like the soft goods and how am I going to get him in anything else? Like it's a big burly coat. Am I going to be able to put him in just a Spider-Man outfit? The answer is yes. They went ahead and they did reveal that you were going to be able to get him in that Spider-Man look. Not only does he come with 2 alternate pairs of shoes, well, 1 alternate pair of shoes with 2 different shoes because that's just the way you wore them, but you also get a pair of alternate just bare feet. You will also get some from the calves down of his just normal Spider-Man legs. So you're going to be able to get him in just a standard Spider-Man look. And I guarantee they didn't show a mask, but I can guarantee you that we're going to get a mask.
All right. So sorry about that, guys. We lost camera, but I've got it back up. So
technical
back to Mafex here.
Mafex, ultimately, I think the Spider-Man's going to look great because of the fact that we're getting all those alternate parts, which just makes me want to invest more into it. Other things that got released. Big DC kick. Mezco revealed its new Harley Quinn. I'm getting that one. I'm going to pass. So I like the head sculpt. So here's the thing. There were a few things about this Harley Quinn that are going to be great. I like the head sculpts, like the classic look for her. Mm-hmm. I love that the pale white. I love the texture. What bothers me is the texture not matching on the head for the bodysuit. So if you look at it, Mezco, because of the way that they have it sculpted in, it doesn't look like it's that cloth. It almost looks like she's wearing, like, I guess, a latex on her head, which isn't bad, and it's not the reason I'm not getting it. It's just it didn't draw me in for that particular Harley Quinn. But this Harley Quinn is going to come with a buttload of accessories. It comes with 4 different alternate sets of hands. It's coming with some, like the hammer,
standard
a face, I mean, 3 heads, a Joker doll, same thing that we always get. However, when it comes to me talking about, like, this Harley Quinn does have some good features to it. I love the unmasked head, where it's just her normal face with her normal hair, just like it was in any other TV series, but they made it look spooky. I sent you a picture of just her with the normal head pointing a gun at you, and I honestly could see myself just a little afraid.
She's not wearing the domino mask. She doesn't have the cowl on. Yeah.
She doesn't have the dyed hair where it's been like red and black
Yeah,
or red and blue from the Suicide Squad stuff. It's just her plain blonde hair, and I think that looks great. But switching off of Mezco, going to Amazing Yamaguchi, which I have never gone in and bought anything from Amazing Yamaguchi. I always thought the proportions were weird. I was afraid they were going to be too fragile. I didn't want to invest too much money. It's the same reason I don't put too much money into like the Figma line anymore, but SH Figure Arts has been doing well. But then they had revealed it before that Amazing Yamaguchi was going to be doing Harley Quinn, but I still thought it looked weird because it had the same color scheme as any other Harley Quinn figure until recently, and then they showed me that it's going to have more of a lighter skin color, not pale, but more of a rosy type of texture to it, and I think it looks amazing. That Harley Quinn looks great to me. It's adorable. It's coming with a ton of accessories that I can get behind. It's 3 pairs of alternate hands, a bat, a hammer, an exploding piece, 2 different heads with movable eye joints. You actually can move the eyes so that way she can look in any direction she wants. Comes with roller skates that can attach onto her feet and off of her feet, and then a whoosh effect. So you can actually put in certain poses where she's hitting the hammer, and then you have the green effect. You can put that whoosh, and I'm going to have it posed just like that on my shelf when I get this Amazing Yamaguchi. And that comes out in February, I believe, 2020.
How tall? How many inches on that?
Probably a little bit over 6 inches.
I've got a couple that the Rebel Tech gets. It's just over 6.
It can kind of mesh in well with Marvel Legends. It's just the materials and the style don't mesh, but the height wise it kind of does. But then we go back to Mezco and they revealed their Iron Fist.
Yeah.
It doesn't look bad. I have a lot of things that I think could be improved on it. For example, we talked about this like a month ago.
It looks like he's wearing long johns.
He looks like he's wearing pajamas. He clearly needs a sash. You could get a third-party sash somewhere, or if you have an old yellow T-shirt or in your closet, you could probably make one. To be honest, it's gonna look weird no matter what. But like I was talking with the Mezco Harley Quinn, if you look on the masthead of that one, they put in an actual texture onto that helmet or onto the cloth, I guess he's wearing. But they made that plastic look like the suit he's supposed to wear, which is, I think, a brilliant idea. That's what you're supposed to do. If they did that with Harley Quinn, I might be a little bit more interested, but I'm going to pass on those Mezcos regardless. But it comes with a bunch of stuff, bunch of different things. It comes with the standard Mezco, like 5 pairs of hands, the base, then a bunch of dragon effect parts. I don't know if they slip onto the hands or if they come off.
They probably just slip. They've done that before with some Marvel Legends.
They look good though. Then I have 2 more things. We're switching into Hasbro. Well, I guess we're going to go to Super 7 real quick. Super 7 didn't get to show off any of its Thundercats figures that they were going to do. So apparently they were really sad that they didn't get to show off those Thundercats figures. So they teased that when they're going to start showing Thundercats. I can't tell if it's when they're showing them or when they're going to go up, but they have a little Thundercats picture saying that August 12th is when they're going to start showing stuff. And I'm interested to look at them. I've never bought Super 7 before. It's never really interested me, but
it's 2 days away. Probably by this time this is up.
Probably the time this is up. But we'll probably make a post about it on Instagram. But the Thundercat stuff, I'm interested to see where it's coming from. Then we go to Hasbro. We'll start off with the new stuff. The Hasbro had an unboxing convention recently where they showed they were going to show off more Legends. So we got to finally get the finalized version of the new Spider-Man wave. We've already talked about the stuff from San Diego where it's the 2 Spider-Man suits from the PS4, Old Man Vulture, and Shang-Chi. But now they've gone ahead and shown us that the 2 new figures we're going to be getting are the Superior Spider-Man, which looks good. I know nothing about the Superior Spider-Man. He looks great. It has a decent color scheme. I know that the tentacles they're using are going to have bendy wire in them. And I think the bendy wire will look good in that opinion, just not here. But I think it looks good. I know nothing about that particular character. I know about the Superior Spider-Man storylines. I've just never read them. But then we get into more obscure figures.
Was that Doc Ock? Or?
Yeah. It's Doc Ock and another body.
Doc Ock basically killed Spider-Man and then took over.
That doesn't interest me at all.
Yeah. But then they give us White Rabbit.
What?
I know nothing about White Rabbit.
I expected so many figures before they went into the obscurity that is White Rabbit.
I will say the reason I think I'm looking more forward to this is I started collecting the Jazzware Fortnite figures because I stopped collecting the McFarlane ones and started going more towards Jazzware. they have Rabbit Raider. So that Rabbit Raider, you could get extra ones and just make an army of rabbit figures behind this White Rabbit character. So that would be kind of cool. But I know nothing about it. But she looks good. She looks great. She's got dynamic hair, which is what I don't generally like in my figures, but whatever. And
I love that her superpowers for White Rabbit are listed as no superhuman abilities, but is well educated and has a Bachelor of Arts degree. Which, for all you people out there with a Bachelor of Arts degree, get into supervillainy. But she's obsessed with the works of Lewis Carroll.
I'll still buy it.
I have no interest.
Well, that's the thing, though, is I don't know what the Build-A-Figure is yet. They didn't announce the Build-A-Figure, so I'm still listening in. But with Hasbro, they basically got me collecting everything, most likely for the Build-A-Figure. And then, like, the Avengers 2 wave that we got, where we had that comic book Loki, I got rid of that. I sold it. It was just, figures that I don't want, I'll end up selling, but I'll end up buying them all because of the fact that I need the Build-A-Figure.
Continue on, because you got...
Going back into Hasbro, you complained about Refractor. You complained that you got and went out and bought 3 different cameras so you could make the camera, and then they announced that they were going to re-release the camera as a set. Well, now they did that to me. They announced, I don't know who's selling it. I'm not sure if it's going to go major retailer, but they are re-releasing Optimus Prime and Megatron for the Transformers Siege Waves, but in cell shading to make it look more like G1 characters. I know a lot of people passed on Siege because of the battle damage. I thought that was cool, but I'm a G1 Transformers kind of person. I just don't collect a lot of Transformers. And then they give me the Siege articulation because it's exactly the Siege figures, but now they've shaded them to look just like they do in the comics, not the comics, but the TV show. And now I'm going to have to go and buy another Megatron and Optimus, and I'm upset.
Or as we call it, how Hasbro fooled you to pay them another $60.
It's going to happen, because that was the whole reason I bought those. I've been buying different Optimuses and Megatrons and then selling them because they're not what I wanted. And then I finally landed on Siege and went, this is perfect. If only they looked a little bit more, TV show-esque. And then they did it. And now I'm mad. And I'm going to go pout in the corner later. What's going to happen?
All right, I'm going to run through mine. The one I'm really excited about, coming off the tail end of some of the Power Rangers announcements, we got to see we're going to get a red Cycle Ranger 2-pack with red Lost Galaxy.
Yeah, I'll get that too.
And those look good. And then right after that, we get Blue Cycle announced as a single-pack figure. Which, okay, you're doing Cycle Rangers. That's something that fans were screaming about. They wanted within the Legacy line.
Well, Bandai did them. They gave us.
They didn't do all of them.
They gave us 3, if I'm not mistaken. Was it just red and blue?
It was 3, but 3 is not good enough. That's the problem.
Like I said, I didn't watch enough to be able to tell you what was good or not, but I know that the Bandai figures didn't appeal to me, and I got rid of all of my Power Ranger Bandai figures.
The 2-pack with Lost Galaxy and Cycle Red looked great. They're doing that lightning effect they all could do. And if we're getting Blue Cycle, eventually we're going to get Cycle Ranger. So kudos, Hasbro. I'm all in for this 2-pack.
Hasbro is making it difficult for me in these Power Rangers. I'm already going to collect them all. I have changed my opinion within the last week, and I'm now going to get all of the Power Rangers. It's going to happen. Leave me alone. But now they've decided to go ahead and just start picking from different Ranger series and different Ranger lines, and it's just...
Zeo's coming. Don't worry about
it. Now I want to finish. Give me my originals first, then we'll move on to Zeo and Turbo, and then we'll go from there. But
so the other 2 items that I saw that I'm really interested in this week were the a Masterpiece announcement for Leo Convoy. That's a Japanese-only series. It was Beast Wars 2. It looks really good, and it scales right with the Beast Wars Optimus Prime because they actually did an episode where Beast Wars Optimus Prime joined up with him, and they fought evil. And the other... my last one, I know no one likes the Michael Bay Transformer movies, but there are some of those designs that I really like.
I love the first one.
And a third-party company, GX9, is making what they call LA Hire, which is the hot rod from the, whichever Transformers Last Night movie. And after seeing a review of the transformation, I'm getting it and adding it to my collection. I know not a lot of people like those movies, but I am getting DX9 Lyre or Hot Rod. And it's actually able to be procured now. I'm probably going to get it. I'll have it by next show. But yeah, I'm all in for this one. So, all right, we need to wrap this up, but we did promise that we were going to get into lines that we were disappointed they got canceled and maybe might be ready for a reboot. Let me kick it off. Are you guys familiar with Mask? Mobile Armored Strike Command.
I'm not.
I have seen that.
Okay, with the transforming cars and bases.
And
This is
Digimon crossovers.
Don't worry about that. Do not bash Leo Convoy on this show. I'm ashamed. So, the mask line was super popular, and they've been kind of reintroducing it in the IDW comics. And there's been rumors they're going to get maybe a movie. If they get a movie, I guarantee Hasbro, who owns this license, is going to go for a toy line.
I guarantee it.
And I'm in. It takes all of my being not to purchase retro mask toys when I see them, because I had some of them when I was a kid. They were really intense. They had seatbelts. Granted, the Thunderhawk, with the doors popped open and that car could fly, and the door was open, and you could just fall out that damn car. It seemed like the height of irresponsibility. But a helicopter that transforms into a jet. There was a Schwarzenegger movie where he had a clone, but they did that, and the first thing I thought about was Mask. I want this line to come back, and that is the one that I'm kind of hoping for. One that got canceled recently, though, since you brought up Thundercats. The Thundercats 2011 cartoon got us a toy line that was actually pretty damn good.
I never got into getting them. I always wanted a Thundercats series figure. I just never did.
They did 6-inch figures, and they were pretty good, and then they kind of stopped. So they were okay. It was Playmates. Playmates kind of hit or miss. I believe it was Playmates. I need to go back. I still have them.
I'm all about cheaper figures, though. That's the problem with Super 7 as well. I'm excited for the Super 7 Thundercats figures to possibly come out, and they'll look great. I guarantee it. I just don't want to fork out the same amount of money. It's the same reason I haven't bought this SH Figure Arts Broly figure. I don't want to fork out $90 for it just yet.
And the last one, though, because you brought this up, is SH Figure Arts and them just totally dropping Super Sentai, leaving my collection just unfinished. But thank you, Hasbro.
So sad over there.
Hasbro, you got my back. And I may be taking some of them down.
I think you'll probably keep this SH Figure Arts one up. I can guarantee you took down the Bandai ones, though.
They're gone. Yeah, but I might be taking some of the Figure Arts ones down for room. I need to welcome in the Lightning collection.
Or you can just get more shelves.
Or I could do that too. So anyway, that's my 3 that I'm kind of. 2 of them, one of them has been reincarnated. One of them is probably never going to be, and the other, they just kind of forgot about it. It sucks. Anyway, Bryce, give me some that you are disappointed that left to you, sir.
You know what? I've always been Mego.
You got your Mego.
It's always been my number one, and they quit, or they had to shut down. Production, and they lost their production on their products about 81 or 82, and I got it back last year. It's been a little over a year now since Mego 2.0 started back up again, and they've released a ton of figures. I'm actually happy because FTC Figures Toy Company picked up where Mego left off.
You're not gonna get those Q figures?
About 8. I'm sorry?
The Q ones you brought. What that you talked about last show?
The Q ones, I'm sorry?
What was the really expensive ones?
Oh, QMX.
QMX, that one.
Yeah, QMX I would like to be able to do, but those are pretty pricey. Those are very pricey.
But you've got what you want.
I really do have what I want. I really can't say much about what I would like to come back, but I will say that I enjoyed the Playmates figures that you see on the table right here. When you're talking about
those are Playmates,
these were Playmates. They did the 9-inch line.
I knew they looked different.
Yeah, these were the 9-inch line, and they also produced the 3 3/4 or 4-inch Star Trek line as well. They had a ton of those, and they actually went pretty deep in the characters on these as well on the 9-inch line, between the Deep Space Nine figures, the Next Generation figures, the Star Trek Voyager figures. Now, the line folded before Star Trek Enterprise came out, so we never got any of those. But what was cool about these was that they did a lot of aliens. They did them really well, and the posability was pretty good as far as figures back in the 90s and in the aughts. And the only thing that I could complain about was they never had some crucial characters like the Ferengi or Tasha Yar from Star Trek: The Next Generation. But other than that, and they never produced a Wesley Crusher. But
okay, shut up, Wesley.
Yeah, right.
Shut up.
But yeah, I would say that if I had gun held to head, phaser held ahead, somebody, I have to bring one line back, it would be this one. But Mego's doing Star Trek, so I'm happy. I really don't have to have it.
He didn't get it at one store, so he went to another.
Right.
There you go.
So you got, by the way, this is Kirk and Trelane from the original series.
That's what I was trying to figure out. What is that?
Yeah, this is Trelane. He's omnipotent, a lot like Q.
Uh-huh.
He was basically the predecessor to
I was
Q
lost in who that was.
in the original series. Yeah. So, and shout out to Playmates. They did a really good job on these head sculpts. They really did fine work back in the day.
Near, take us home, man.
The problem that I have with most canceled lines is once they're canceled, I'm really upset about when they're canceled, and then I just forget about them. It's just one of those things that, they're gone. But I mean, there's been some stuff. Like, I don't collect WWE figures, but I know for a fact a lot of people were upset about the cancellation of the 4-pack with the 2 wrestlers and like the I think it was a lawnmower and like the canoe. Like, they had announced that was going to come out for San Diego Comic-Con, and then they announced that they showed package shots, pictures, release dates, pricing, and then just dropped it like 2 weeks ahead of time.
I know they've done quite a few Marvel Legends.
Yeah,
like that
I
too.
wasn't going to do that. I wasn't going to grab that. But like Marvel Legends is one that stung. I'm still waiting for my 6-inch Stan Lee that we were promised as the Build-A-Figure back when it was the Black Panther 2-pack and the Winter Soldier and Falcon 2-pack.
Why did they do us like that?
I don't know why. There was something.
Why did they do Stan like that?
There was something behind the scenes that was happening with Stan Lee, where there was a lot of like troubles and issues coming out because this was a part of the whole some kind of movement that was happening. I can't remember if it was the Me Too movement or if it was something else, but something was happening that caused them to cancel that line.
Oh,
but
I remember. It was
it was a bunch of controversy that was happening with Stan Lee. But then, Stan Lee passed.
Let's do
And
the right
then
thing.
we were like, okay, well, maybe we'll get that Stan Lee figure with the 80th anniversary figures that are coming out. It would be perfect to give me a single carded Stan Lee figure, and I will buy it. And then they didn't announce it. So I don't know. Like, it's been made. I don't know when it's coming back. But
Clearly, we have a mold for it. We
yeah,
saw
I
parts.
just give it to me somewhere in any line. I will be okay with it because he created everything. You could fit him anywhere, and I'll be happy. But now, if I'm sad about anything that also ended, I'm sad that Mattel is losing their figures. I'm excited for McFarlane because McFarlane's been doing a great job with its figures. I'm still stoked about My Hero Academia coming out in September or October. But like Mattel has been doing some decent stuff that's showing up lately, and I'll talk about that in the next episode because some of those figures have really good articulation that I wasn't expecting. But I'm sad to see those go. But I was really sad when DC Collectibles just stopped doing their CW figures because I loved the Flash TV series, I love the Arrow series and stuff like that. And they had a lot of good figures, so I was really excited when they were going to give me. I thought Savitar was going to come from that show, and I really was excited about it. And then they canceled all of those, and I was really sad. But we move on.
Well, we have one last bit of business to get to. Speaking of DC figures, we have the announcement of our winner of the 6-pack Series 11 Ninja Batman series. Over there to the table, Cam.
Drum roll.
We have them. I don't have one ready. But as we put those out, we are going to announce the winner of this contest. Thank you to everyone that followed us, commented, gave us a shout out. You did all the things.
To win these figures, you had to do some of the things for the contest rules. Those contest rules were you needed to like the video of the last Alternate Heads episode.
Mm-hmm.
You needed to leave a comment on it to make sure that we knew what your social media handle was so we could double check that you followed us. You had to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and that's how you entered in to win. You could also get a second opportunity after that in order to win by giving us a shout out on your Instagram account.
And by washing my car.
So with all of that into consideration, we do have a winner. I'll make an Instagram announcement for it as well after this episode airs. The winner's name is Dallas Justice Johnson.
Yay!
You have officially won all 6 of the figures. You'll just have to contact either me on Instagram. You can contact the show, any of our handles. Just make sure you reach out to give us your information. We'll get that from you. We will send these your way. Congratulations.
And if you're local, we'll find a way to get them to you.
If you're local, maybe, man, we'll just hand deliver them to you. You can meet us in person, take a photo. It'll be great.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
So anyway, congratulations. Our first winner of a giveaway. We will be doing more of these in the future.
The next giveaway is going to be on Super Cool Nerd Show, actually.
Yes, I am doing a giveaway over there. I think that everyone will be happy about the end game of that. Was that a little too over the top? Yes. So
I don't know.
we'll get to that coming up here in the next few episodes. So anyway, guys, that has been another episode of Alternate Heads. We will be back in 2 weeks. Guys, if they want to follow you personally, where can they follow you?
They can follow me at Bryce Culver on Facebook and Instagram, and also at Trapdoor Toys on Instagram.
You can follow me at The Near Plasma on Instagram or Twitter. You can also follow any of the shows like Alternate Head, Super Cool Nerd Show, and stuff like that. You can also follow my new show that's about to come out. We talked about it a little bit. We'll make an announcement video for that later for Anime TV, where Cora and I will be doing a anime reviewing talk show discussion. We'll have certain guests on there. It'll be fun. We're going to do iShield 21 for the first episode. Like I said, we'll talk more about that later.
All right. If you want to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, at JasonTheX, but also if you want to follow Alternate Heads, we're at the Alternate Heads Podcast on Instagram. And we also have a Facebook page, which I forget the address of that right now. Is it? Do we have a custom address for it yet?
I'm not sure. I'll double check.
We'll have to check. Anyway, I'll put links up as we do that. But anyway, guys, that has been it. We are pressed for time. So we'll be coming back to you in 2 weeks. Make sure you guys keep tuned in. Follow the page, like this video, subscribe, definitely. We got a lot more shows coming to the Super Cool Network. So anyway, always stop and smell the fun.